Well, we're actually right on time to begin the third and final run of Sonic Block. We have Speedbreaker55 ready to go with Sonic Colors DS All Emeralds. Yeah, let's reach for the stars and go pretty far and hit that rainbow and everything else. Let's go for it.
Alright, so this game is Sonic Colors DS, the third game of Sonic Quest trilogy. This category is All Emeralds, where we'll be collecting all the emeralds, defeating the final boss, and defeating the true final boss as well. I'm also here with Kirby Master today, who's currently come over here to commentate for this All Emeralds run. Would you like to introduce yourself, Kirby?
Yep, I'm Kirby. I've used to run Sonic Colors DS, so I know some stuff about it too. So I'm here to just have a good time.
So with this, oh.
Ooh.
Yes, indeed. So with the All S ranks extension, what it entails is, well, the good news is that S ranks come mostly for most of the stages, but what we're looking for is that for special stages, those don't come too trivially, and the very first stage that we're going to will be a bit of a challenge, so keep your eyes up, keep your eyes peeled, but this one's going to be pretty tight.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling ready?
Ready as I'm going to be. We'll see. I had a quick one just before coming on chat, so this worked out then. But we'll see what we do now.
But before you start, I do notice that you are on a Japanese version. Is there any difference with that, or is it just a personal preference for those who might be interested?
For me, it's definitely a personal preference. It does get a bit tiring hearing the announcer call the colors in English, and I prefer the Japanese better. That's pretty much the only reason why I play the Japanese version.
I think the Sonic's voices are also in Japanese, so it's pretty much his preference. But whenever you're ready.
Your thing. So, yeah, the time will start when I click play game after the title screen. Oh, I'll also be watching the Twitch chat, so if you have any questions to ask me or Kirby about this game or anything else, please feel free to fire away. So without further ado, the time will I'll count from 5 to 0, and time will start when I click play game. So the time will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And off we go.
Good luck.
The tutorials, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. So the very first stage is Tropical Resort. This is not a remake or anything like that, but it came alongside the Wii version of Sonic Colors, but it's a completely different game with a similar story and the same kinds of areas. But as you can tell, this is kind of a 2D Rush-like game, except we don't actually have Boost, unlike Rush, right? Because we just don't start with it. But we do have a lot of, mechanical stuff that we have to worry about. Your rare case of seeing the spin dash, because you're not going to be seeing the spin dash very long after this. As Speedbreaker said, this stage is like the hardest stage to get an S rank in, because you're missing two key things that you normally are supposed to have, but you don't have unlocked in the main game, which is Boost and the Burst Wisp, which is a Wisp exclusive to this version of Sonic Colors, actually. So Speedbreaker is going to hopefully try to get the S rank without those intended tools, because those tools are obviously needed to go really, really fast, including using Burst to skip this auto-scroller here. But you can't skip it without the Burst Wisp.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer, because even if we had Boost here, the pace is just too fast to get across without, and too high to get without Burst. So you need Burst to skip this.
I'm guessing ring count's part of the S rank. I'm guessing ring count is part of the requirement for S rank.
Yeah. Yes, we did it.
I'm guessing it's like 80k. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, it's 80k. Got 80,500. Okay. So we did manage to get the S rank first try.
Very nice. So we're in a special stage now, and this is also all emeralds, and to unlock the special stage, you have to just finish a stage with at least 50 rings for the corresponding zone, and he just has to do this in either of the 2 acts for each zone. Now, there are only 6 zones in this game, 6 main zones, and there are 7 emeralds, but we'll get to where the other emerald comes from later. But this is mostly an auto-scroller, but there are some things you can do to speed things up and or avoid losing time. Primarily, we want to make sure we hit every boost pad. There's one right there. And these special stages are kind of neat, in my opinion, because you're kind of going through the same track 3 times in a row, looping around it, but then the first time you have to get the red orbs, second time you have to get the yellow orbs, and the third time the blue orbs. Oh, red, blue, then yellow. My bad. But like whatever orbs or rings that you clear out carries over. So like if you accidentally get like blue orbs when you're not supposed to, then those blue orbs aren't going to be around in your next trip and so on. So similarly, that also includes like these rainbow orbs that he's getting for the score multipliers, which are needed for S ranking. So we don't want to necessarily take every boost pad we can, but Speedbreaker likely has us all routed out to guarantee getting an S rank in these special stages.
So with these striped, red, and white striped orbs, you want to get those for the blue and the yellow lap, because we do need those for the S's. I've tried to get this without it, and that didn't work out so well. So those are pretty much unskippable for all S ranks. And I do this 100% as well.
Yeah, so you notice that there just aren't any red or blue orbs left because Speedbreaker already got most, if not all of them, on the first 2 laps. So, the routes like seems to be like pretty strict in general, but like it's also a different kind of speed adjacent kind of thing where you're trying to pseudo score attack in a sense, and that's also pretty neat, I think, even though it is kind of an auto scroller. So I definitely like enjoy this kind of score like kind of optimization, even if once it's routed, it's a routed once and done kind of thing. But that's it for the first special stage. Is there like a specific score you're looking for to know if you got S ranked ahead of time, or do you just have to, like, is it like 300 orbs, I'm guessing, something like that? Orb bonus. Nice.
So we're looking for 50,000 score, and yeah, you do have to get a certain number of orbs in order to get it, which is why I skipped some of the dash panels.
Oh hey, did you know you can use boost now? Here it is. When you're just forced to use it in the
sorry,
first like
can I pause
10
the stream,
seconds.
please? Can you pause it, please? Someone's at the door.
Oh, timer pause, please.
Thank you.
So while Speedbreaker takes care of an unexpected door, we just got boost mode, and it's pretty much just plays just like the Rush games, with some other caveats that we'll get into when we get there.
Okay, I'm back now. Sorry about this, guys. Someone was at the door. I had to get it.
Oh, life happens.
Yeah. Alright, I'm ready to restart the timer. Okay, 3.
All right, then. I was about to count you back in, so.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. So sorry about this, guys. Someone at the door.
Yeah, I just quickly explained that we just unlocked boost mode, which is gonna be look very similar to the Rush gameplay we've seen, but there's also some other caveats to it. The main thing that sets Colors DS apart from the Rush and Rush Adventure is the fact that you can initiate a boost in the air.
Like now.
So you can just, yeah, like that. So, and when you initiate a boost in the air, it resets your vertical velocity. So, like, you can just gain a ridiculous amount of horizontal distance by boosting, jumping, waiting just long enough, and then boosting again in the air. And you can combine that with your own air dashes, which also have a similar functionality by resetting your vertical velocity and giving you a short burst of horizontal speed, which you can combine with boost. But the other thing that's really different between this game and the other Rush games is that there is no tricking. So you're not going to be constantly hearing Sonic yelling all the time, which I think a lot of us are probably thankful for sometimes. But it works just similarly to the Wii version of Sonic Colors, where you can only get boosts by either breaking capsules with wisps or destroying enemies.
If
So-
I could heard that, it would be like, good, great, awesome, amazing, outstanding.
Yep, in the Wii version, it's just not voided.
Yeah, but thankfully in the Wii version, you don't hear it that often either, just from those ramps. But yeah, here's the first boss, and you can't quick kill this boss with the burst twist, but unfortunately we don't. So Speedbreaker is doing this specific setup where he's doing like a boost into a stomp to get. He's pretty much just doing a specific setup to get a stomp into a boost, and then he's gonna do a double hit on the boss here when its weak point falls down and get a 19-second time.
Okay, so that's the first area completed with all S ranks so far. So thankfully, since we got the S rank for Tropical Resort 1 the first time, we don't need any revisits. So don't the special stages go to plan.
Oh hey, Eggman Sonic Simulator, that's neat. I didn't know this was a multiplayer speedrun. Yeah, so this game actually has a versus mode where you have to fight, like you can race against another Sonic and like you can get items and stuff to throw at your opponents. Such as like a spring that yeets you the other direction, something that kills your boost mode, which you just saw happen right there, unfortunately. Or I think you can just get insta KO'd. So it's kind of a silly versus mode thing. I imagine it's kind of silly and fun when you play with a real human. Speedbreaker had to just kind of just drop back down there because there was a spring that was about to eat him to the left side. The reason we have to do this is because this is how you unlock the 7th Emerald, or rather, the Emerald not locked behind one of the 6 zones. You just clear a stage in versus mode. And it's really easy to just lose a lot of time there because this is still a speedrun in the end, and winning itself isn't usually not a problem. It's just trying to win without losing a lot of time to the items being thrown at you.
Yeah, Eggman probably should have hired this guy instead of Cubot and Norbot. Since he basically takes out 95% of the runs. Not even exaggerating, that's how speedruns go for versus mode, unfortunately. So grabbing all these checkered orbs gives you a 10 bonus. I'm going to keep all of these orbs alive. Or keep the combo alive. By grabbing orbs and not hitting the certain dash panels. I'm going to skip this striped orb at the beginning because fortunately for pretty much all of the special stages apart from the last one, you don't need one for the red lap. And that saves you a couple of seconds. And multiplying by that by 6 special stages, that adds up to about a minute. Almost a minute, anyway.
Yeah, I think like when I initially tried running like all emeralds, I was like, I'm curious of getting this like what is it called? Red white orb at the end of each lap matters, and I skipped and it ended up saving like 3 seconds. I'm like, oh, all right. Well, we never want to get this ever unless you really need it. But like in this case, since you're also going for an S rank, you will need it for most of your laps. I think you just said you don't need it for any of the red laps, but that does mean you need to take by the time lost to meet the S rank requirement for the blue orb and the yellow orb ramps.
Yeah, we have no choice for these orbs. The stripes are at the end for blue and yellow. I have tried this, and you can get it with only blue and only yellow, but well, it's still got a lot of quite a bit of practice before I actually gamble it. So right now we're going to grab all the orbs that we didn't get before. And keep our combo high as possible to score. What's that?
Ideally, you hit the boost pads too, but again, we need to keep our chain up. So there are a few that Speedbreaker is skipping just to ensure he keeps the chain up.
Get as many of these as I can and finish up. And that should be an S rank. Hello, Fleecy Sonic. Good to see you here.
I'm always just scared at the end because like I've never done these, like routed these, so like I can't tell if you actually have enough for the S rank until you see the actual S rank on screen.
Right now we do 53,000, which is more than what we needed, as we'd like to see.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 down, 5 to go. Now we're going to go to Sweet Mountain, which is where Burst is.
So at the start of each, when you enter each zone for the first time, you kind of do this little touchscreen mini game to get and unlock the Wisp. There is no luck to it whatsoever, so you can just kind of memorize where they spawn. And the Burst Wisp always just spawns near the upper right corner, so you probably just missed it, but it's right there. It's always going to be the same. You can just memorize it and be ready to tap it to the touchscreen. You can actually choose between Sweet Mountain versus Starlight Carnival first. It doesn't really matter as far as I know, because you unlock laser in Starlight Carnival, but there's no laser in Sweet Mountain, and vice versa. That was also a really big damage boosting shortcut that Speedbreaker took. I don't remember how much time it saves, but it requires like having as much height as possible and then timing a boost into an enemy to skip like another loop around the course. It's actually a pretty huge shortcut. It's a lot harder than it looks. Like I think I only get like 1/3 of the time when I ran this game. It's pretty tight. And yeah, here's the Burst Wisp. Again, exclusive to the DS version. It lets you fly. It lets you pretty much make all these jumps when you charge. So the longer you charge, the higher and farther you jump with it, and 2, the more stuff you blow up on screen, which matters for some missions. I don't think it matters that much. Well, it might matter, I guess, for S rank. I don't know, but the Burst also just lets you break through certain obstacles. And there's some cute little interactions with some parts of the stage, such as you can use their Burst Wisp to set off a hot air balloon and go up if you wanted to. That's obviously slow, but it's really cute.
Yeah, we're not going to see that in this category because we're just zooming through this as fast as possible. And the balloons, yeah, as Chloe mentioned, it does slow you down in this category. You do see this in 100% though, because you need it for the missions and to get the Lost Red Ring in that too.
Yeah, every zone in this game actually has, I think, 3 missions, which they're kind of equivalent to like the shorter stages of the Wii version in a sense, except they're not like stages, but more like they're like modifications of a subset of a stage with the missions such as kill all the enemies, or get to the end, or get these flags in the specific order. So they're actually really interesting. In most main categories, you're not going to see them at all because they're completely unnecessary. They are cute though because they all of them have like an associated cutscene where you see cameos from other Sonic characters. In other words, you will see like Team Chaotix, Silver Blaze, Big, Amy, Shadow, Rouge, etc. in this game, but you don't see any of them at all in the Wii version. So, +1 for the DS version.
Oh, yeah, yep, I agree with that. Good to see the other end.
Blaze.
Some details. Oh yeah, Blaze as well.
Totally not a huge Blaze fan. Totally not because we both like Rush and Rush Adventure a lot as well. Is there anything specific about the special stage that you wanted to call out? Because I don't have these memorized, so I'm just like, I see blue orbs and etc. Like, is there like a specific special stage that gives you a lot of trouble?
I'd say I'll say the later few with this, it's a bit more challenging to get the structural at the end. And the seventh one, which is the only one where I get all 3 laps, because it's just far too big a gamble. I think we've done it before that. Basically, for that when I grab as many orbs as I can on the blue lap, I always get around 4 or around that. And that was very close to being the problem for the S rank. Even though you can get it in S rank with only the blue lap.
Right. There were some parts in this special stage where there's like trios of blues side by side, and getting all 3 in a row is actually kind of tight, from what I remember.
Oh, it is. Just move at the very specific time to grab all 3. Bit of a pain to get in that way.
But that overall looked really clean. Like, I don't think you missed any single orbs at all. So, another easy S rank. Well, easy with quotes, but yeah.
Yeah. Right, 3 down. 55,000 this time.
And an S rank.
Reinhardt. Okay, so now we're moving on to Act 2, and straight away, we're pushing to the action straight away because right now already forced use burst to go up.
Yeah, that bounce off of the bomb thing. Like, you usually want to avoid those bomb balloons because they just kind of knock you. It's really hard to control yourself after you hit those, but I think I remember seeing a video from you being like, this is my start for Street Mountain 2, where you literally hit this bomb to go upwards really, really quickly. I'm like, whoa, that's really cool, actually.
It saves like around half a second to a second. I did that when I was trying to IL for it a while ago.
Yeah, and like in an IL setting, a half second is equivalent to like 5 seconds. So
it's worth resetting for.
Saved.
So yeah.
Yeah, so right there, you saw a lot of uses of the Sonic Stomp attack, which is in the Wii version. But that Stomp attack is actually not in Rush Adventure at all. But it's just a really nice tool to just cult all your speed if you need to go straight down. There's also like a lot of these little jelly gimmicks that Speedbreaker is bouncing off of, and you kind of want to stomp on those to get the height you need. But we're close to the end of the stage here, so a pretty fast Act 2 overall.
Looking decent. 127. Nice.
Alright, so here's a boss where the general gist of all these bosses is you kind of want to figure out a way to get the wisp as soon as possible, like the color wisp, in this case burst, because there's usually an intended way to just cheese the boss and quick kill it. So Speedbreaker's goal is to just try to get the burst wisp as soon as possible, and to do that he needs to get boost, and then boost into that second thing, and then just hit the boss with burst. And yeah.
Let us take care of everything. Works every time.
The first boss also goes down that quick, like pretty much that quickly, if not more quickly, with this burst wisp. So use wisps to cheese bosses. That's one of the great things about this game. The bosses are just really fast if you know what to do. Oh, I lied. I thought that was Laser here. You know, you get Rocket in Starlight Carnival. I was mixing things up. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Spoiler alert, one of the red wings you cannot get without Laser, no matter what. I've tried using Rocket to get this and it doesn't work.
Yeah, so there's actually, in each zone, there are 2 color wisps you can use. In Sweet Mountain, you can use Burst and Void, but we don't have Void unlocked. But thankfully, it doesn't really matter because it's really slow in the first place. But in this zone, the 2 wisps are Rocket, which we just unlocked, and Laser, which we don't have. And Laser is actually quite a bit of a time saver for some shortcuts here and there, but we just gotta make do without it. It's not too big of a deal, but just have to bear that in mind. So these cannons that he's firing out of, you don't actually want to mash as much as possible, because the more you mash, the further you go and the longer it takes for you to regain control of Sonic. So there's like a specific number of times you want to tap that's pretty much optimal, because you obviously want to go far enough to go where you need to go, but you don't want to go too far or else it takes longer for you to regain control of Sonic. So those like gaps where it's like Speedbreaker kind of went down and came back up like 2 or 3 times. Normally you'd use like a laser to just shoot through all of that really quickly, but again, we don't have laser, so we have to just work without it.
This is looking beautiful.
Yeah, that looks really smooth.
Oh, 400 rings as well.
Casual 402 rings. Yeah, when you boost, you absorb rings like as if you have a magnetic shield. It's great. Technically, when you don't want to do special stages, you don't want to have over 50 rings, but like because you want to avoid the dialogue. But like it's so negligible that usually it's just not worth caring about in like a non-emerald kind of context, because it's like 1 second. You know, you probably cost you more than a second to try to lose those rings and or avoid it.
Oh, definitely for that one, absolutely. I wouldn't even go for that. Like the best you'd ever do best way to skip the special stage prompt, the message at the end is to basically pause reset. I've gone a few times in RTA, but definitely not advisable early on unless you've like truly mastered it.
Timing your menus, the hardest part about speedrunning Sonic.
Yeah.
While you going for the special stage, do you mind if I quickly chime in with a blurb?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so right after after Sonic Colors DS is Pro PokeNoob playing through Pokemon Red, and we are awaiting a seed choice from you, the chat, and the donors. !donate is where you need to go to make your decision on not only the seed ID, but also the targets we have currently going. But in regards to Pokemon Red, we have Team Bulbasaur, Team Charmander, Team Squirtle, and Team Eevee. I do not know the contents, you don't know the contents, but we could end up seeing what kind of seed would end up making the Tetris randomizer selection absolutely amazing and outstanding, and all the other Sonic Colors related words I would like to say. Remember, you can put this to a poll and a target at the same time, and all money indeed goes to the fabulous people over at Girls Make Games. So it's a win-win for everyone.
I heard video games are pretty cool, especially people who make them.
Definitely giving us more of a challenge. Always fun.
Wow, we're already on the 4th special stage. This is just blazing by, pun intended.
Not into any characters here. Come on. Single digits, really? Okay, we'll just have to see. We should be fine.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yep. Did we do it? This should be the S. 56,000. Oh. Wow. Still a huge win for us.
Nice. Yeah, so Act 2 of Starlight Carnival is kind of... You're going to see rails. A lot of rails. Like, it's pretty much like completely outdoors, and you're pretty much navigating all these outer space rails. It's just really, really fast. You kind of want to stand on rails as much as possible and maintain your speed. We didn't really talk about the concept of breaking your speed cap in this game. This is a thing that's in Rush and Rush Adventure as well, where when you boost, you're setting your speed to pretty much to boost speed, but you can break that speed cap and maintain it by usually landing on downhill slopes while boosting. It's not as important to worry about in Colors because you have air boost as well, and you're just so fast. But you want to take all the little wins you can get by trying to land on downhill slopes or doing loop jumps, etc., etc. Or rolling downhill slopes as well. So yeah, there's an autoscroller here, by the way. Just in case you missed it. Hope you enjoy it. How was that autoscroller? Was it slow?
Yeah, really slow. So we just you know what? We don't need this autoscroller. Next 7 seconds, we finish the stage.
Yeah, like you triggered. You're supposed to land on the blimp and ride it, but then you can kind of just avoid the trigger by doing an air boost just before landing on it. It's not as tight as it's not easy, but it's relatively consistent with some practice, so it's not too bad. It's very swag. All right, so here's the boss, and you know the drill. Pun not intended in that case. We want to get the Wisp as soon as possible. This is the only boss in the main game where there is a luck factor in it, because the order of which these barrels come out and when the Rock Wisp comes out is random. Not really too big of a deal, though. So you want to do just enough damage so the Rock can just go ahead and finish the boss. And yeah, dead.
Nice.
Whew. What was it again? 50,000 for the S rank?
I think it might be less than that, because I think there were times I got 49,000 now was an S. So I'm not entirely sure for what it is that my boss is, but
we'll pretend it's 50,000 and say that was really close.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. So here's the Drill Wisp. Again, this is also Wisp in Sonic Colors, and it works pretty much the same way. Touchscreen minigame, it's always going to be the same, no randomness, so you can always just know where it's going to fall and then tap the corresponding spot. So pretty much works the same way as in Colors Wii, where you can go into soil or water in Aquarium Park. The screen overall is like relatively small because this is on a Nintendo DS, and the turns tend to be a lot sharper. So like not sharper, but like a little bit wider than in Colors Wii. So the controls are definitely like hard to get a grasp of, I think, compared to the Wii. Because I've also done Niles for the Wii, and it's definitely a lot harder to control Wisp in this game than the Wii version. I'll tell you that. But yeah, the first part of the stage is pretty much just jump over as much of the stage as possible with these big boost slope jumps. Because like the concept of slope jumping is a thing in pretty much almost every Sonic platformer game. Jump off an uphill slope, you have less horizontal speed but more height. Jump off of a downhill slope, and the opposite happens. And if you combine an uphill slope jump with a boost, you just get a ridiculous amount of height, and you can abuse that to gain a lot of distance and/or just pretty much jump over a lot of the stage.
The one thing that we haven't mentioned yet are the red rings. Now, you made the silly mistake of jumping as high as possible and grabbing that red ring, which is the second one, which we're not supposed to get, because that causes more unlock messages at the end.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Yeah, that's not a big deal, but like you do want to avoid them red rings if you can, just to avoid a little bit of extra things you unlock.
122.
Yeah, wow, that was some really tight boost management there too. Like you just ran out just before the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, special stages are definitely getting a lot more challenging at this point, I think, because you said like the last 2 or 3 were pretty difficult, and you can kind of see them mixing up all the colors as well. You again you want to make sure you avoid the yellow and blue ones when you're on the red lap, and then basically, and then the yellow red ones when you're on the blue lap, and so on.
So here you really want to make sure you keep the combo alive.
Because
make sure
again,
you get the stripes.
he is going for an S rank, so got to keep up the combo.
Very, very important. So that combo's not going to stay, because Sonic just doesn't have enough speed here yet. So frankly, we still don't need the red lap stripe tour.
So I guess in a sense, combos are harder to maintain on the red lap because you're just going slower.
For that bit, yes.
In some cases, in a few cases, yeah.
Okay, lap 2.
Can I mention how much of a banger this music is, by the way? I don't think this is any rendition of the song is in the Wii version. The song is great, in my opinion.
It goes with his own like word, like in outer space. I don't even know where we are. We're not in some special stage.
We don't ask questions about the special stages unless it's Rush Adventure, where it is actually a canon race against Johnny. Because Rush, not Rush Adventure, but Rush also has a similar style, this kind of special stage where you're running on that auto-scrolling half pipe and you want to collect stuff, similar to like Sonic 2 Emeralds. That sounds familiar. Shout out to Alec.
Okay, final lap. Let's do this. So here they're really scattered.
By the way, do we mention this is all with the touchscreen, by the way? Like, if that wasn't obvious. I guess it's not that obvious, because like this looks pretty doable with just the D-pad or /stick. But this is all with the touchscreen, which honestly I prefer for this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the same for me as well.
Like, I think I'd rather use a touchscreen for this kind of thing than like a D-pad, honestly. So, touchscreen control is OP.
Oof.
All right, 2 more emeralds left, and we have Planet Wisp 2 coming up. Chat, who likes Drill Wisp? Because if you're a fan of the Drill Wisp, this stage is for you. I'll let the stage speak. I think we can let the stage kind of speak for itself.
This stage is much nicer than Act 1. Let's put it at that. So already we're off to a drill start.
That's a really nice shortcut there, by the way. You don't have to hide to make up the ledges without using the platforms, but by hitting the bouncer at the right angle, you can skip one.
Also, the funny thing with this stage is that when I tried to beat this only rocket, surprise, surprise, you're stuck at the start.
Well, shocker. When the only path requires you to use drill.
But hey, we can't win them all. Sometimes we get far, and sometimes we're stuck right at the start. It's a non-starter.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me, given the very end is an entire chase segment as a drill.
Yep, you said it. So we navigate this hot with drill, and then we're always at the final chase.
Was that pun intended?
Well, I think so. Cool, bounce. Well, I was actually supposed to get hit. Just make sure I don't get 50 rings. Decent, 112.
Oh yeah, this is a pretty good spot to avoid 50 rings, because again, if you have 50 rings, the game prompts you to play the special stage, which we already did. We don't need it. It's a time loss. So.
Okay, boss time.
Yeah, so this boss, you can kind of quick kill it. Speedbreaker's going to be doing a quick kill that utilizes drill. So once you do enough damage to the boss, we have to hit the Energizer. It's trying to heal itself right now, and you have just enough time to hit the 2 orbs in the underwater, and then you just land 1 hit once it's stunned, and that finishes the boss. There is kind of a ridiculous quick kill you can do where you kind of just boost, stomp, boost, go and just repeat that over and over and over again. It's ridiculously hard. I've never actually done it before. It is something you probably only do in an IL setting, I think. I can't comment on if Speedbreaker's done it himself or not, but it is something that exists.
Yeah, shame to say, unfortunately, that I've not managed to get it. I've got extremely close, but I've not managed to get it. I think Diamonds and Valkyrie, I think, are the only ones who managed to get it.
Yeah, Valisa, she has the world IL record actually on Sonic Center. And Diamond actually pulled it off in his DDQ run, I think, like 2015 or something like that. I think he literally pulled it off live on GDQ, so that was ridiculous. If I'm wrong, then well, we'll just pretend he did.
He got in the run. That's what we got to say.
Yeah. He definitely got it in his run, like in his PB. I know that much. I think he got it in GDQ as well, but. Anyways, we're in Aquarium Park. We're in a water zone, and we don't like water in Sonic games typically, but honestly, I think Aquarium Park is pretty popular by water zone standards. And we unlocked the Laser Wisp, which, combined with the Drill Wisp, does us a lot of favors in making the underwater segments go really smoothly. And you're seeing a lot of just, again, boosting off of uphill slopes, jumping, air dashing, boosting, air dashing to like jump over as much of the stage as possible. Also, cool little combo of using the drill to get to a shortcut and grab the laser immediately to go up high again.
Right, final part of the stage. I do want to air boost before we hit the trip rings, so we don't lose time. And we want to make sure we don't get hit here because Nat2 will be taking hits.
Yeah, Act 2 is a very good stage to lose your rings on because again, if we don't need to do the special stage, we don't want to do it, and Act 2 has pretty much a free spot to just lose all your rings at the very end. So we definitely want to just make sure we do the special stage in Act 1 here. And this is the 6th one. Yeah, you can see the layout getting really clever with all these little springs and interweaving these colored orbs in between each other. So it makes it a lot harder to dodge the one that you're not supposed to get.
Okay, good. We do pretty much have to get a perfect jump to get them all there.
Ooh, this is really tight, jeez. I mean, I don't remember ever having trouble like beating this, but getting an S rank on the other hand looks just really sketchy.
Should be safe for all except the 7th one. Blue and yellow, I'll play safest bet and getting combos. To this day, I still don't know what causes Special Stage 7 to have Striped Orb give us only 4. but now I'm going to grab all these orbs. Okay, that's good. That one's a bit sketchy to get. Because so most of the time I actually miss that one. Right now the combo's looking beautiful.
Ooh. I don't remember. Does like jumping off the side of the half pipe lose you time or no? Like does it slow
Doesn't
you
look
down?
like it.
I don't think it does, but I didn't. But like I haven't done this as much as you, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, nah, it doesn't really lose any time. I do this in all emeralds, even though I don't have to get the S rank, so yeah, perfectly fine. No time losses there.
Oh yeah, you can see that one missed blue orb back there. I mean, I feel like you're fine, but I wouldn't know.
Hopefully not scraping it.
Ooh, took the boost pad to skip the last set.
Oh no.
See.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay, good. Thought it was going to be like special stage 7 there. We should be fine. Got a high combo. Did pretty good for the blue ones. So, yep, still flying high.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, Alec K47, yeah. Diamond's one was very good. Like literally, no one's managed to beat it in like 4 years. That's how good this one was.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of water currents here you're supposed to navigate, but with the beauty of boost jumping off of uphill inclines, even... Oh, by the way, I forgot about this angle. Yo, that was a slick laser angle. That angle is not easy to get, by the way. With the power of boost jumping off of uphill inclines, you can just jump over a lot of the stage again. Laser is just such a fun wisp.
It is. Wall bouncing fun.
And that angle through all the fishies is also not easy to get because you actually want to avoid the crystals ideally, because the crystals set you on like a specific path that actually, specific intended path that doesn't take you quite as far as what Speedbreaker took. So we kind of have a bit of a pseudo auto-scroller here, and we pretty much just want to let the game play itself from here, but because it's gonna take us into a loop that just leads us to the end as fast as possible. Oh yeah, avoid the red ring as well. But thankfully, we can just get hit by Spike Ball for free and lose our rings, and then that means we can avoid the prompt for the special stage because it costs time and we already did the special stage. So this boss coming up, again, the usual drill is to get the Wisp as soon as possible. So he's gonna shoot down one of the buddies down this platform, which is kind of a seesaw, has kind of a seesaw mechanic, so we kind of want to yeet the enemy back up by doing a well-timed and spaced stomp like that.
Ah, stupid. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this. I'm just gonna restart.
Oh, you're going. Oh yeah, you go for that. That strat. I forgot about that.
It's very tight to get, and if you even like wait a little too long, then you're not gonna get it.
So the safe standard strat, at least that I did, it was basically like you do this twice. Once you get boost, and then again to get laser. But Speedbreaker's trying to do a strat where he gets both at simultaneously, and then gets a specific angle such that laser ends early, and he can get a second laser to hit him as he goes back up.
Okay, beautiful. 26 seconds.
First try, let's go.
Asterisk.
It's worth. Yeah, the restart was probably worth it, honestly, if you get it a second try. Because I think like the standard strat is like quite a bit slower.
Oh yeah. It does that. I think it does that swirly attack.
You have to wait that out.
Yeah, it's way too long.
So we're finally getting the last available wisp in the game. This is always in the upper left corner. There is no luck to these touchscreen mini games. And Void is not in Sonic Colors Wii, but it is kind of it's very similar to Frenzy. It's pretty much a very similar concept to Frenzy, where you inhale stuff, eat stuff, and you go bigger. The bigger you get, the faster you go, the bigger your inhale radius becomes. So there's a bit of tech that Speedbreaker is doing here that you can't see, where if you tap the direction you're going in, for whatever reason, in Void, you kind of just go further. And that's going to matter soon coming up, because he's going to try to take an unintended path where you're not supposed to take Void as far as he's going to. Because he's going to be breaking a barrier that you're intended to break with laser, but by doing the tapping tech here, he's going to be able to break this wall with Void instead if he does it properly. And then that means he gets to save his laser.
Nice, you got it.
So, yeah, that's it right there. You're supposed to use laser again, but he didn't have to. He used Void instead, barely, and he gets to use laser for this part coming up. And save having to backtrack for a different laser.
Slide through, down the loop.
Breaking speed cap by doing loop jumps.
Don't spend that boost stack. That would be scary.
I think coming up is a roller coaster you're supposed to ride. Coming up soon? I don't remember exactly off the top of my head. But he's basically he's going to be taking a shortcut here using laser. So grab the laser, go back on land to replenish your air dashing. Skip the roller coaster, laser forward.
Don't worry, we're okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're supposed to hit a crystal, but and that just yeets you to the end. Yeah, he was a little bit too low, but it worked out. Totally intentional. And here's the last special stage. You've been first trying all these S ranks. I honestly have barely even noticed that you've been S ranking the actual stages, because that just happens naturally if you go fast. But the special stages are a different beast.
Yeah, S ranking the most of the stage, pretty much all except for one. The special stage, S ranking the main stages are trivial, apart from the first one, because you have to go super fast. I think the time criteria you have to be about 126 for TR1 to get the S rank, which is going extremely tight, since best ever is like 123. So we only have 3 seconds worth of errors to make.
Knocked away one blue. Hopefully that doesn't matter.
Yep. This is the only one.
Here's a giant. Here's a giant cluster F of like all these colored orbs going all over the place. There is like an intended path for each of the colors though. In the red, you're supposed to just hit the 2 springs in the middle. We'll see what the blue and the yellow paths are.
Okay. Lap 2. Oh yeah, they're very different. The paths.
On the other hand, I guess that makes route simpler in a sense, because there's a very clearly defined path you're supposed to take for each orb, because they're so stringent or strict. Doesn't make it not scary, though.
Nice. Grab all of these orbs. Always valuable.
Yep, and here's the blue path. Like, it looks really complicated until you realize you're just supposed to hit like these 2 specific springs and you're good.
What? Look at this. Only 5.
Oh no.
Only
That's
5.
so bad.
Only 5.
Well,
First thing, I still don't know what causes that.
Here's hoping for a better yellow pattern.
But it can be ridiculous like that. Gonna grab all these remaining rainbows we didn't get earlier. Keep the combo alive. Grab as many of these as we can. Haven't scored the tactics properly, so I don't exactly sure what grabs all of them.
While going in with the rest of your final special stage lap, can I quickly chime in with something, please?
Oh yeah, chime away.
Oh, alright then. Remember, the following run after this is Pro Pokenoob's run of Pokemon Red. Catch 'em all. Tetris Randomizer. I'm loving the idea. You should all be loving the idea as well. We have a seed war going on right now between Team Bulbasaur, Team Charmander, Team Squirtle, and Team Eevee. I I do not know the contents. You do not know the contents. We make it an amazing seed. We make it a more chaotic seed. It's going to be some absolute entertainment right there. Exclamation mark donate in the chat. Choose your selection, and you can also pair it with one of the current targets that we have open as well. We have the Jazz Punk Flavored Excess DLC and the My Friendly Neighborhood Chipmunk Voices incentive as well, both needing $125 each to get met. So these are absolutely glorious. So when we're on break screen, you can also use your phone to end up scanning in the QR code as well if you do not have access to a keyboard. So you've got some amazing options right there, all for a fantastic cause.
Yeah, I heard you like autoscrollers, because we just skipped 2 of them.
Yeah, they were fun indeed.
Yeah. This is probably my favorite stage of speedrun. Like, it's just so many. Like, you're supposed to ride like 2 roller coasters back and forth right there, but by just doing a really clever fall into a well-timed boost, you can just skip all of that. So that's also another roller coaster skip. Ooh, there we go. So I believe we're gonna see a total of 0.5 actual autoscrollers in this stage, because you're supposed to ride all these roller coasters again, but you know, they're slow. We're gonna skip them. Here's an intended roller coaster skip by using Void to get up to this path. And then Laser to just skip this entire giant segment of rings.
Yeah, that part is a bit annoying because you can get squished.
Yeah, this entire segment is like a knowledge check on your cycles. Like, do you know your cycles? It's just really hard to navigate that without getting squished. Oh, and here is the one time we are gonna ride a roller coaster as intentionally at least. Because unfortunately, with all the laser tech, the boost tech, the air dashing, the air boosting, the air dashing tech we have, we cannot skip this. Not entirely, at least.
Even with TAS.
Mm. We can still skip. We can still skip the last stretch and end the stage. Yeah, I haven't really eaten lunch today yet, so I should probably go eat something. I guess I could. Are you gonna eat anything on stream here? I have a feeling that this entire roller coaster looks really tasty. You think so?
Yeah, looking like food. More like sweet coaster or savory coaster.
We are actually avoiding these rings, by the way. That's intentional because this track kind of rotates on a cycle with these rings. We want to make sure we get no rings until we get Void, and then we get Void and get those rings, because every ring you get increases your Void size. And then we just go big and nom nom and have a very fulfilling lunch right here and literally eat the boss. And also lag the game a lot.
And this is a method you can actually try at home. The setup is really I'd say this setup is much more simple.
It is actually that simple. Like, the hardest thing is just avoiding the rings and staying alive before it avoid. But once you do that, you're good to go. Yeah, you can, like, I'm trying to remember what the IL records looked like for that, and it's like all 20, 23, 60, something like that. It's really funny.
Yeah, the route for that one is pretty simple. You can actually try this at home for those who are interested in. Okay, terminal velocity.
Yeah, this is not easy to do. This is kind of a over-the-top 7th zone, where you kind of want to hit as many boost paths as possible without interrupting your boost, because the speed just keeps stacking over and over again. But if you make a single mistake anywhere, you will just kill all that speed. And you're just moving so fast that you kind of just have to turn ahead of time and memorize everything, memorize it all.
Perfect.
Like, I asked Diamond how he got so good at this, and he was like, that's what happens if you ring attack the stage. And I'm like, oh my god. Why would your ring attack terminal velocity? But yeah, here's the final boss. Not the final boss, but just normal final boss. Pretty much just have to boost into it when it becomes vulnerable, dodges attacks. get the spirit of like each wisp or something like that, and once you do it all 5 times, just land the final blow. So there's a rocket. Pretty straightforward boss, really. Like, you can honestly just sit here and spin dash to just get farm boost from these drill attacks. It's pretty funny.
Be down. All those spin dashes makes my legs tight. I stretch them out.
Do we have time for a quick donation?
Sure, go for it.
Awesome! We have a $5 donation from Satan herself saying this Sonic Colors DS run is amazing! Speedbreaker is blazing through these stages. Smiley face. I love this game as a kid, so I love to see it played fast. Also, as a Plants vs. Zombie speedrunner, I like plant seeds. So I gotta go with Bulbasaur for that Sonic Red, for that Pokemon Red bid war.
Would you say this was good, great, awesome, outstanding, amazing?
Heck yes!
Get ready for this.
Bye-bye. So, if I remember correctly, the game tells you to mash Y, but I think all 4 face buttons work, right?
Yep.
Or am I thinking of Sonic Rush?
All 4 of them work. It's Sonic Rush.
Yeah.
We don't have that luxury.
Oh. But yeah, you can just mash A, B, X, Y, and just cheese that mashing segment. But yeah, that's the final boss. But that's not the end of the run. Because we do have all 7 emeralds.
We're beating the game. All 7 emeralds. All that we need to face the final boss. True final boss. And we have all that's run so far, so all that's left is Mega Motherless.
You know, first trying every S rank is definitely a big plus.
Especially TR1. Even I had a bit of doubt getting it because of how some of the loops went. But got just over 126 and just pretty much got it by 500 points.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think there's a way to skip these credits, but at the same time, it's a good time to just get some water, get some coffee, or whatnot.
Or a little
Enjoy this
toilet
banger
break.
of the music. Yeah. You know, I think like it was 2 or 3 years ago where they had the Sonic Symphony stream during COVID, and I think one of my favorite songs they played was this song. I don't remember the name of it.
Kindly, we can relate. Oh, Speak for Your Heart, that one?
Speak with your heart, yeah. Speak with your heart,
Yeah.
that one, yeah. And, like, that was definitely one of my favorites. Speaking of which, you can see all the little credits for each instrument played. It's really cute.
A lot of musicians that are involved with Sega as a whole, and for
Absolutely.
Sonic Colors in particular, 2 of these are fabulous women, for which I ended up noting out. So Mariko Namba, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned another one just before the break as well. Fumie Kumatani, couple of amazing ladies. If they were part of the Girls Make Games initiative, then they would have ended up getting a whole lot of push to be a part of it. Speaking of which, 2014 Girls Make Games was founded in order to provide girls with the space and resources to explore the world of gaming and help them pursue careers in game development. Girls Make Games has helped their alumni go on to graduate high school, college, and onto jobs in the gaming industry and wider STEAM fields. With help for your donations, the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund will give women and girls the support they need to reach their fullest potential.
Speedbreaker, since we're in the middle of credits, what else
Yeah.
do you run on your channel, out of curiosity? What else? Any other games yet you speedrun that other people might be interested in, especially a certain RPG game?
So yeah, I do run other games on my channel. I do run the other 2 Rush games, which are Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure. I started with Sonic Rush Adventure, which is how I got into speedrunning in the first place. I played it casually, it was pretty good. Well, most of the stages were good, apart from a certain Zone 6, which I'm not going to mention here. But yeah, I got started by watching others run it. I was like, wait, is that really possible? Like, one thing that really blew me away was the cannon skips in Haunted Ship. Remember those, Kirby?
Oh
As
god,
Sonic.
yes. I remember those skips, especially the cannon skips. Those are brutal.
Yeah, at that point I thought I'd never beat it, but yeah, here I am. And I even
Here you are.
got to the point where I could actually use that for RTA. At the time, I didn't think I would get that far.
Yeah, you've done a lot for the game too, so hooray. You also run Sonic Generations on the 3DS, or at least ILs at least, and you also run Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood, which is very interesting.
Yeah, I've gone far in Chronicles for Generations. I've only done really ILs, so still got a bit of work to do before I have a working any % run that's actually competitive. But
I mean,
the Chronicles, I've gotten a bit far with it.
if you couldn't tell, this guy is kind of a 3DS Sonic fan, so don't mind him.
Yeah, my view might be a bit biased since I prefer the DS for most games. I do play
Good console.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do play console with that on TV as well, but speedrun 3DS is my thing. I think it's similar for you, Kirby, with the Sonic Advance series.
Yeah, I definitely have a pretty big attachment to GBA games as a whole. Not as much for the DS games, but I still like the Rush games enough to have ran them myself. So, and the DS console as a whole also has a special place in my heart.
Oh yeah, you've done quite a bit for this game as well with your ILs. You did start with ILs earlier than I did, and I think I got some strategies from your runs, like for example, Deadline 1 and Night Carnival 2. Didn't know where to start for those until I saw your runs.
Yeah, I didn't know where to start for most of those runs. So good times, but hey, documentation for these strats exists now for the majority of these stages, which is awesome.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, plenty of documentation for those that are interested in running it. Feel free to give it a shot. Just pretty much just have to get a console or even emulator. Even as long as you've got a working controller, you can play on emulator. Your laptop's fast enough to run it. Pass.
Oh, there it is. Reach for the Stars, opening theme.
Yep.
All the instrumentals. And Speak With Your Heart. Yeah, Sonic Colors is great. Both the Wii and the DS versions, they're both great.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you prefer the console one, the DS version, as I do. Because I feel like you have a lot more control on it than you would with the Wii version.
Yeah, I've done ILs on I've actually done runs for the Wii version. I have an eggshell all time as well. I was like, I should improve this. I literally got it in a race, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And then that was like 7 or 8 years ago, so I don't remember much about it. But honestly, both versions are like relatively easy pickups. Just have to watch a video, ask questions here and there, but the majority of these runs is basically follow a video. Thank you. Presented by Sega. Time for Nega Mother Wisp. Mother Nega Wisp. I don't remember which order that is, but it is. Yeah, the Super Sonic boss of the game, which does exist in the DS version, and it does not exist in the Wii version. I'm not sure why. They just took different directions, I guess, with this kind of thing. But I did say, when I mentioned that the Starlight Carnival boss is the only boss in the main game that has luck. There's a reason I specifically said in the main game. This is kind of post-game-ish, I guess. There's a lot of luck in this boss. This is a huge luck factor here. So basically, yeah, we have to knock these meteors back at the arms, which is random. Thankfully, Speedbreaker got them pretty quickly. And then you have to make sure we dodge everything or else you get knocked back and we'll just lose a lot of time.
And possibly the S rank at that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right, you have to S rank. Oh my god. Yeah, so you have to dodge everything, which is not helped by the fact that depth perception here is just really janky because, like, again, this is a DS game, not a 3DS game. I have a feeling that if we had the 3DS function, that would actually unironically help. Kind of just have to get close enough until the lock-on reticule shows up, and then hit the button. It can be really finicky because sometimes it'll just go off target, and if you just happen to press the Y button at the wrong time, you'll just miss, and you have to repeat the entire minute of segment again. And you have to do that 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
Overall,
It's 3.
it's 3.
Magic number 3.
So, yep, about a 2.5 to 3 minute fight, roughly. Hopefully. Yep. So right there, he couldn't knock that meteor back because the boss just happened to be attacking when Speedbreaker knocked the meteor back, and nothing he can do about that. That one barely worked out though, so that could have been worse. Yeah. Sadly, this game is also not immune to having a massive amount of variance from luck out of the Rush games, the DS Sonic games, but it's okay.
Looking good here. Looking good.
One more.
Okay. Okay, that looks like a straight away, which means we can hit it. We're not going to get this one, so we might as well just wait it out. Got it.
Nice. Is time gonna come up soon? I think time comes up on the results screen after this boss.
Yeah, when the result screen disappears, that's time. Time's coming up pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Final
You
hit.
didn't miss any hits.
Which is great.
I literally pause buffered that because I've literally seen like the reticle come up. Oh, time's coming up soon, ish. But I've literally seen the reticle pop up. I hit it and it goes off the frame. I happen to press Y and I just whiff and I'm like, oh my god.
It's insane. And time.
GG.
Right, so yeah, I think that was within estimate, despite having to get the door. About 103 something.
Your time in the end was 103.22.
Nice.
GG. I've never actually seen an S rank run, so there was a lot I've learned from seeing this too.
But thanks for the GG guys. I appreciate you guys stopping in to watch the stream. Thank you guys for Completeathon for having me and Kirby on Completeathon to showcase this run.
My pleasure. And GG to you on a fantastic run.
Oh yeah, and one more thing. Oh yeah, also want to thank all the runners who, well, including Kirby, Diamond along the way, for the Rush community, for doing runs, making the Rush community a lot more fun and putting a lot more documentation out there. Oh, and just to check we've got all S ranks, gonna scroll through all of these S ranks here and everywhere. That one red ring though we got in Planet West 1.
Red rings, goodness. The bane of your speedrunner's existence in this game. Unless you're specifically trying to do like 100%, which Speedbreaker has done, by the way.
Oh, and the special stages too. All S ranks right here. All first try too, which is great. No, they have to do 3 minutes for having to redo a special stage, which, believe it or not, I've had to do it before in the run, but thankfully not only once. So yeah, that was all Emeralds with all S ranks. I do hope you guys enjoyed the run. Good luck to all the other runners out there to run other amazing games. Anything you'd like to say, Kirby Master?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's. I didn't really have much to say. I just got caught off guard for a second. Yeah, great job on the run. And if we do have a Discord, it's the Sonic General Speedrunning Discord, small but cozy, and anyone who's willing to pick this up should be encouraged to join, or you can just literally watch a video and play it yourself and learn off of that if you want to. That's also fine. So, GG.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, once again, thanks for having me and Kirby on. Take care of yourselves. Have a cup of drink, use the bathroom, or whichever. Take care of yourselves and have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Alright then, let's give a big hands up right there for Speedbreaker55 on Sonic Colors DS! Oh, we suddenly had our hands taken and reached up for the stars with that one. That was so great. Yes, indeed, we've got a fantastic one happening next, which is Pokemon Red, the Catch 'em All Tetris randomizer from Pro Pokenoob, and we are awaiting a seed selection for that run. We are going between Team Bulbasaur, Team Charmander, Team Squirtle, and Team Eevee. Time is running out to make that donation. Type !donate in the chat and contribute towards any of those selections in the poll. You can also pair us up with a target as well. We've got the Jazz Punk Flavor Nexus DLC, so that's an extra 10 minutes of chaos to the end of that run. And then you've got the My Friendly Neighborhood Chipmunk Voices incentive as well. So you're ready to end up hearing something a little more on the quirkiest side when you end up voting on that one. Both of those targets are $125 each. So let's get them met by the time they end up making their move on us past the marathon. Also, right now in the polls for the Pokemon Red Seed ID, Team Bulbasaur is in the lead. Though your donation could end up not only cementing Team Bulby, but could also end up being a big push towards the other options. I don't know the contents of all of these seeds. No one running the game knows. The chat doesn't know. We're all for a surprise. So we may see something amazing, we may see something chaotic. It's all on what emerges through the poll as the victor. Like I said, !donate in the chat, or use your smartphone to scan the QR code on screen right now. Alright, that is the end of my shift here as part of Sonic Block. I will then pass over hosting over to the capable Derek GNC for Pokemon Red, and I will see you all here for the start of tomorrow's runs. Have a great rest of the marathon for day 4.
Thank you so much, Rex. Hey, thank you for all of your hosting previously, and good luck with the rest of the Glutathlon for you. Hello, everybody. My name is, as said, Derek G. See, I will be your host for this upcoming run. I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. Before we do get started, I do want to read a real quick blurb, and then we will get started. I do want to mention, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, that we are doing some bid wars right now, alright? So you're going to need to go in and donate almost right now. Go do that right now. Don't walk, run. We are looking to set up the Pokemon Red Seed ID. That is coming up right now in the next 5 to 10 minutes. So you're gonna need to go do that right now. It looks like at this moment that Team Bulbasaur is in the lead, but I think you can steal it back if you so choose. You can make sure that we're having a seed of your team right there. We also have a couple of targets I want to mention. We have My Friendly Neighbor. We've got the Chipmunk voices. We need a little bit more money about that for that. And then we have some Chipmunk voices for My Friendly Neighbor. We also have an upcoming target for Jazzpunk Flavor Nexus DLC. So you can go do that right now. I do want to read a donation from Windbliss for $10 saying, V, good luck in the randomizer. And that is, of course, it looks like it's going towards Team Eevee for the Pokemon Red Seed, as well as the My Friendly Neighbor Chipmunk voices. So thank you so much, Windbliss. That actually puts Team Eevee in the lead. If you want to steal that from Team Eevee, you gotta step up. So let me read a couple things about Complete-a-thon, and then we will be ready to go forward. So Complete-a-thon is a charity event dedicated to completionist speedruns. This includes 100% all collectibles, or even categories where you collect all of a specific collectible, such as all red berries or all shrines, just to name a few. If you're interested in getting involved or finding out more, make sure to join our Discord and follow us on Twitter to get updates about future events. We are raising money for the Girls Make Games, and in 2014, Girls Make Games was founded in order to provide girls with space and resources to explore the world of gaming and help them pursue careers in game development. Girls Make Games has helped their alumni go on to graduate high school, college, and onto jobs in the gaming industry and wider STEAM fields. With help through your donations, the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund will give women and girls the support they need to reach their fullest potential. I'm super excited for this. If you heard me hosting yesterday, you'll know I have 2 daughters, and one of them is getting more and more into gaming as she gets older. And this sort of scholarship and this sort of charity means the world to me. That it is wanting to create a safer space for women to get into gaming and game development. I'm super excited to be able to help work with Girls Make Games and to do such an amazing charity. And looks like we have a couple of donations here. Kamiko Sky, thank you for the $7. Donating what I can, but also donating 700 cents for Pokédex number 700. My favorite Pokemon, Sylveon. Good luck, Pro Pokénoob. Crush the Tetraminos. And that's going towards Team Eevee. Team Eevee is running away with it. You can stop it if you want to make it on Team Squirtle or Team Bulbasaur or Team Charmander. Charmander needs a little bit of love. So we're going to be starting here pretty soon. I hope that you are excited. I do want to say, if you're looking to donate, make sure to type in !donate in chat to get the links to the Tiltify page where you can make a direct donation. We have amazing incentives, including the Pokemon Red Seed that people are voting on right now, and bid wars for you to choose from. So make sure to get those donations to help get them met. We have a QR code displayed during breaks. You can see it on screen right now, and runs without the camera that can be scanned using phones for easy access to the donation link. Like I said, you're going to want to get donations in for the Pokemon Red Seed. You're going to want to get those in as soon as possible. We probably have maybe 5 minutes on that, so don't miss out. Heck, leave your favorite Pokemon in the comments. I would love to see some amazing Pokemon, such as Alomomola and Sigilyph. Gotta love those Pokemon. We appreciate everything and every little bit that is able to be donated. And if you can't donate, that's okay. Be sure to share it with your family, friends, the neighbors. Open up the windows, scream out into the sky and the street, hey, Complete-a-thon's going on right now. Go check it out, go donate, and help raise some money for Girls Make Games. I have told many friends and family that, and co-workers, what I am doing all weekend. And that is always exciting to be able to share that sort of information. And I think it is a good time. If you want to help with future events, you can always host volunteer applications for our events. They typically run alongside submissions and are announced on our Discord and Twitter. So keep an eye on those if you're interested in running, production, tweeting the tweets, or maybe even hosting live on mic, just like I am right now. Even if you're just looking to volunteer for the first time, we would be happy to help get your foot in the door. I can 100% attest to that. I was able to help on a previous event. Preventathon was able to help and get some hosting in, and that was my first foot in the door for being on the volunteer hosting side of things. Everyone is super supportive and helps give you feedback when you ask for it, and is able to help you become better at what you're hoping to do. So be sure to keep your eye out on Discord and Twitter if you want that opportunity to submit or to do a run or volunteer. We're always looking for more volunteers. I'm seeing some Sylveons in chat, along with hashtag Team Sylveon. Sadly, it wasn't an option today. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Do you want to read a little bit more about our charity right here? While women make up nearly half the gaming population, less than 24% of game developers in the US are women. Girls Make Games was created to address this gender gap and create a space for girls to explore the world of video games. To date, nearly 25,000 girls in 160 cities and 22 countries have accessed game dev workshops, summer camps, and tutorials. Girls Make Games published titles have been downloaded over 190,000 times on partner platforms like PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Xbox Creators Program, Steam, and Google Play. By inspiring girls to engage with Steam through the fun and creativity of game design, we're creating a world where girls have the chance to discover their potential through gaming and game dev. So be sure to go check them out. Sylveon is an evolution though, so you can team up. I agree with that. That's a good point. We stand Eevee. It does look like Eevee is still in the lead. You have just a few more minutes to get that done, so make sure to go in and donate. When you do donate, you can make it go towards both a poll, such as which Pokemon seed we're doing, and a target, such as our friend, my friendly neighbor, Chipmunk Voices. So, looks like we are about ready to start. So I hope everyone is excited for Pokemon Red as much as I am. So let's get this run started here pretty quick.